Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Toni-ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends. Anyway, welcome back, peeps.
Welcome back.
Ice maker. We just started. Anyway, we're back.
Oh,
I'm
you're
tan.
back. After you had a whole nice weekly lovers vacation, you look like you're even more in love than ever.
Okay. So in love.
Well,
anyway, no, it was very good vacation. Oh, oops. We're not up today.
We're a little rusty. It's been like a week and a half since we've recorded. So, here we go.
We're losing our minds in typical fashion. Okay, actually though, like I'm proud of myself, everyone, because I made a margarita, but I made it in like a pint glass, so I made it big. But this is actual China because we got these. I got this, so it's an iron-bound cider cup or glass, and I got it when I worked at Prudential. They gave these to us for free when we started carrying iron-bound cider. So it technically did come from a stadium. So technically it is China, like not in the sense that we meant it. But I have a strawberry margarita.
Very good, very good. I also have a marg in my little fancy
Look
glass.
At us. With her tahini rim.
Tahini rim. Keeping the Cinco vibes going. But it's finally that time of the year again. Trader Joe's got their jalapeno limeade back. So it is just tequila mixed with that, and it tastes just like a ready-to-go spicy margarita. It's perfect. So
yeah, well, you and your pocket tahini on Sunday.
Yes, it's always a crowd pleaser. Always.
Well, you just whipped it out of your fanny pack. Also, they still didn't repost you.
Tahini, what do I have to do to be loved by you? I love
Honestly,
you so
I felt
much.
it was so perfect in the moment. Like you literally were in your element with the tahini. So whipping out the packet, like to the rescue you came, and they still didn't care.
Shout out to Chicky and Fred. I don't think they watch my podcast, but they're the ones that got me that after my brother's wedding week because I brought it to the pool bar, as everybody knows. So they thought it was funny to get me that as a little gift afterwards, and I was floored. I was very happy, and I knew
honestly it is really perfect for you. Honestly, it really is. It really is.
Yeah. It's great. I have at least 2 packs in each pocketbook at all times, so that way, no matter where I am, we're ready to go.
I'm literally not even surprised by that at all. At all.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a few ridiculous things.
Good. That'll make up for me not thinking of one right now.
Well, one of them I've been holding on to since before I went away, and the other one is just like how idiotic I am. So, my first ridiculous thing is if you are going to get your nails done, can we not harass the nail people? Like, so I went to get my nails done for literally the first time in maybe a year. I'm not even being exaggerant by that point. So I go to get my nails done. I'm getting a pedicure, and this woman sitting next to me sees that I got a gel pedicure instead because I was going away and I knew I was going to be like in the water at the beach in sandals, so I didn't want it to chip. So I'm like, I'm going to get the gel. I don't have to wait for it to dry, whatever. The old woman next to me is like, oh, you're getting gel on your toes? I'm like, yeah, it doesn't chip. She was like, oh, the last time I got a pedicure, it chipped. I was so mad. Like, she literally right there doing your toes. What's wrong with you? Now she's like telling her how to cut her toenails. And she's like, did you get the corner? Did you get the corner? Like, she got it. You told her 4 times. I think she knows how to do her job. Fast forward, now we both go to sit next to each other to get our nails done, and I get the powder dip. She, I guess, was gonna try the powder dip this time, but my one nail was too short, like was much shorter than my other ones, so she had to put a tip on it to make it even. So now she sees the tip going on my nail. She's like, oh, I don't want tips. She's getting tips. I'm like, I'm not getting tips. My one nail is too short. Why
Are you her model?
Why are you so concerned about everything I'm doing, lady?
Why are you so obsessed with me? Is that what you should have said?
Now the lady is so I'm like, no, my one nail's too short. Like, she's like, oh, do you get the dip a lot? I was like, yes, I used to do gel. I go through my entire nail history with this woman about like literally my nail history, like of how I used to do gel and now I do the dip, and I used to really do acrylics, like the whole thing. And then she is telling the woman doing her nails, she's like, you're gonna file that off, right? They're not gonna look like this. I'm like, if you can't handle someone else doing your nails, do not go to get your nails done. Do it yourself. It was stressing me out that she was like, isn't the unwritten rule of getting your nails done, like, even if you hate them, you walk out and you're like, oh, they look great. Like, is that only the people pleasers in us? Like, is that just our generation and the other generations
the people pleasers in us? She took it from one extreme to the other. We're the people pleasers who will never say if we hate every single thing that they just did because we just have anxiety about it. But she will literally not shut up about everything that bothers her.
To an extent, I will say, like, if there is like a bubble or like if one nail is too thick, I will be like, can you cut this one a little more, or like lengthwise. I'm very particular. But it was like to the point where I literally was like, can we go back there and you do my nails? Because she's annoying me.
Yeah. That is why the nail place near my parents' house where I go with my mom to get pedicure, sometimes they actually have like all the like nails, then all the pedicure, and then it's like all one line. And then there's one like little cubby room that just has 2 pedicure chairs. And anytime we go to get pedicures, we want that room. Because I don't want to talk to people.
That's nice.
I want to see. It's right smack in the middle of our neighborhood. We don't need to run into anybody we don't want to talk to. So me and Deb always get the room separate from everyone.
I don't mind. I do not mind if you want to have a conversation. But like, to an extent, the conversation ends. Like, eventually, stop staring at me.
Especially if it's not really a conversation. It's her like looking at you as somebody to bitch to. Like, she's just using you as a soundboard. She's not really like.
It was the weirdest experience of my like. And normally my nail place is like very quiet. Everybody's so friendly. Like, I was like, you are on something this morning. Please stop. Anyway,
never go that same time again, because she's probably those ladies that go every single week, same time, same place.
But I always usually go at that time. But again, I haven't been there in so long. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that I was aggravated, and I need people to stop. But like, why do you think you should do? Like, if you can't handle getting your nails done and somebody else being in control, do not go and get your nails done. And that's the end of that rant.
I agree with all that. I concur.
I was so annoyed.
I had a good nail experience though last week because, well, it coincided, of course, with the album release. So I had one. That's the other thing. I feel very odd about because I don't do nails, because I have none. These are still my press-ons, but I always go for pedicures. And I always feel weird, like, putting in headphones or, like, AirPods, because, like, I feel like, even though, like, you can't have a full conversation with them most of the time, you literally can't. But, like, I also feel rude about having headphones in where it's literally like you're attending to my feet and I'm pretending you're not there. Like, I feel like that's like a weird line to cross.
Yeah.
Like, or there's people like,
but like
on the
also
phone
you're
having
there
phone conversations.
To like be like relaxed. So
that's kind of my thought too. So that was the first time I only put one ear in. I was like testing in the waters of like how I like to do it.
I think that's respectable to have one.
Also, because there sometimes is good gossip like happening a couple chairs down.
Yeah, you have to
want to hear.
Sometimes I put the headphones in to pretend that I'm listening to something, and I'm just listening to the people around me.
Yeah, I should have done that, but I was I was trying to get all the songs down. But other than that, I usually try not to do anything except look down at my phone on, like, I guess I do watch TikTok on volume, which is more obnoxious than if I just had my headphones in. But I don't do it loud, obviously.
The audacity of you. No.
I was itchy today. Sorry, people. I don't know. No. It's not like boomer style loud. It's like on level like 1, where if you literally click the down button again, it's muted. Like, that's how low I listen to it. Okay. But and that's only if there's like nobody sitting like directly next to me. I wouldn't do that if somebody's sitting too close to me.
Okay.
So that's a nail salon story. I honestly don't have like a ridiculous thing. I know I wrote down a couple of topics, but I feel like that'll just kind of go more into other stories.
Ridiculous. Let me give you my second ridiculous thing. I honestly can
Okay.
have 3 ridiculous things on this, but we're gonna talk about one of them as not a ridiculous thing. Okay, so we get to Aruba.
Okay.
So we go to Aruba for the week. We get to Aruba. We go on the beach. We're sitting on the beach, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Alec, look at that castle out there." And he goes,
Oh
"Jess, that's
God.
an oil rig." I thought it was like a literal.
Why is it always when I pick up my glass?
When I tell you the oil rig looked like a bounce house in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, I'm not lying.
How many drinks did you have at that point?
0. 0. Because we would go to the beach in the morning and then like we do the pool in the afternoon. So
That's a good plan.
we go to the beach and I'm like, look at the castle in the ocean, like while we're in the ocean. And he's like, that's an oil rig. I'm like, it looks like a castle. Like, I'm like, do you think we could take a boat there tomorrow?
It's a secret island. It's actually
No,
Mirage.
it
Wait,
literally
Mirage.
looked like a bounce house in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Why would that be there? Like, why did I think that a castle was in the middle of the ocean?
Well, because like some resorts have like those like off beach activities that like you take a boat to, and it's like things like
Right.
that.
But I feel like in hindsight, I should have known this was not an activity.
I mean, it happens to the best of us. The fact that you were sober is a little more concerning. Like I said, if you had a couple of like coconut drinks at one and then you said it,
No,
I would have been like, makes
no.
perfect
This
sense.
time we didn't do the all-inclusive, so we definitely didn't like drink as much as we did the
Right.
first time that we went. We still
Mhm.
had drinks though. My drink
Yeah.
of the week actually was we all know that I've been on an amaretto kick
Yeah.
on this podcast. So I found a frozen drink that had amaretto in it. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that. It sounds good. It really tasted like a pina colada, but it was just pink.
Mm.
Hold on, I took a picture of what was in it. It was called the Pink Panther, and it was amaretto, ponche crema, coconut cream, apricot brandy, and grenadine.
That sounds gross to me, but sounds like something you would enjoy.
It wasn't as sweet as it sounds, honestly. It was just literally tasted like a pina colada, but it was pink. It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
delicious. I loved it. I drank them all week.
Good.
Yeah. And another good drink I had was a dessert martini. It was a salted caramel martini, and then
Oh,
it had
you
a
love that.
scoop of ice cream in it. It was better than the salted caramel espresso martini though I had with you. Like this was just like a caramel martini with like a
Yeah.
little salt on the rim and then a scoop of vanilla ice cream in the middle.
So it was like an
Delish.
affogato.
It was like an affogato martini though. It was so
Ooh.
good. It was so good.
Oh, here's a ridiculous thing that's not really a ridiculous thing. It's actually the opposite of ridiculous. Like it was a good thing. Speaking of now that we're on our cocktail kick, so we had a family wedding again this past weekend, and this time it was my entire family, all 7 of us in one place at the same time, which only happens Christmas. Like that never happens. So the fact that we were all at the same wedding to celebrate our friend's wedding, who I've known since he's born. It was a very great time. And honestly, the siblings really rocked it out. I have to say the Canova siblings like really bonded. Of course, the open bar always helps with that situation. Deb got her Christmas card. She's very excited. Done in May.
There we go.
Very excited. Yeah. So, well, the big picture of it anyway. I'm sure she'll add some little things, but anyway, so we get to cocktail hour and Chrissy starts it off with espresso martinis. And I usually wait till like later, like after dinner to have those. But I'm like, you know what? They probably make them really good here. It's a nice Italian catering home. Like they got to have good espresso, right? So I'm like, yeah, sure. Get me that. The guy was loving us immediately. Or hating us because I'm sure we started the whole, oh, I'll have an espresso martini too. Oh, I'll have an espresso martini too. We started the train. So maybe he actually did hate us, but he made them pretty good. The first guy. And then we eventually had like 2 or 3 with him. And then, and cocktail hour was actually an hour and a half. It was 5:30 to 7 cocktail hour. So an extra half hour to get the cocktail hour going. Then we went to another bar on the other side of the cocktail hour room, and the guy made them even better there. And he even once in a while added a little frangelico for us to like spice it up a little
Honestly, I
bit.
love the frangelico and the espresso martini.
Because it makes it like Nutella kind of, but like not
It's
milky.
so good.
Which, yeah. So I had 4 espresso martinis at cocktail hour before 7:00. Okay. So I know that's my limit because I will literally die of a heart attack. Okay. I cannot have any more caffeine than that. That's ridiculous. Let me switch to my beers and I'll be good the rest of the night, which I was. One downside about this wedding, brief note, not shitting on it at all. Not that I know if anybody from this wedding is watching it, but not shitting on it, just curious. They gave us all little beer bottles at the wedding the whole time, not regular sized ones. So I had to keep double fisting, which my dad told me I looked like trash doing, but
It's
they
just
were like
easier.
they were like the Cronitas.
Well, maybe they do that because like maybe they feel like people will either one space them out or they probably waste so much beer because people take like 2 sips, they put their beer down,
Maybe
can't
that's
remember
why.
which one it is.
Yeah.
It's like mini water bottles. My mom always gets the mini water
that
water
was my
bottles
thought.
instead. I
That
feel
was
like it
my
has
thought
to do
because I
with
was
that.
like, I didn't think they'd expect anyone to drink less because everyone was going up getting 2 at a time because you take 3 sips of that thing and it's gone. So like I think maybe it is what you said, like it's less waste. Like you're not going to put down something. Okay. So maybe that makes sense then. Anyway, my sister keeps going with the espresso martinis to the fact that she came over to me like an hour into the reception saying, the bartender has cut me off. And I'm like, what do you mean he cut you off? Like, you're fine. Like, you're not like, no, she's like, no, only specifically about the espresso martinis. He actually told me he is concerned about my safety and he will not give me anything else with caffeine in it the rest of the night. And I have never heard of that before. Rangers scored?
Yeah, they did.
So it's tied up again? All right, good. We're recording this during Rangers game 2.
Yeah, sorry
curious.
guys. I will get distracted.
That's okay. No worries. So I died laughing because I was like, there's one thing to be cut off for being too drunk, but just to be cut off because somebody's worried you're going to literally have a heart attack on the spot, it's another story. He's like, you can switch to anything else, just if it has caffeine in it, I'm not giving it to you.
Oh, like so, Red Bull vodka, he wouldn't have given her.
Yeah, so then
okay. I'm like, what else has caffeine in it?
Yeah, so she switched to like their signature like martini that they had or something like that.
That's
and
hilarious.
She drank that the rest of the night. She was fine. But those aren't ridiculous things, but funny things. Just our family's always a riot at weddings. But yeah, so that was great. Woke up the next morning feeling not that great. And then decided, you know what, hair of the dog, and just turned it into a Cinco de Mayo party.
I feel like that was the best thing you could have done. Like, you just got to keep drinking at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I woke up at my parents early at like 9 a.m. and I was like, we weren't going to go out till like 2. So I was like, okay, that gives me enough time I'm going to wake up here, shower, go home, then shower, get my life together, and then go out. And I think it worked. But man, 32 hit me hard.
Fine. Yeah. The partying. Yeah. All right. I saw my first Tesla Cybertruck on the road. And it scared the shit out of me.
Doesn't it make you think it's like doomsday?
I think I almost, I lost focus because I think I thought I was in an alternate universe. I was like, this is on the road? These actually exist? Because...
Where was it?
It was on Route 18 in East Brunswick.
So nowhere exciting.
Nowhere exciting. I was going towards Rutgers and it was coming the opposite way. So over the divider, and you just see this thing coming, and I'm like, am I in a war movie? Where am I right now? Where did I go? I didn't know they were actually selling these, and they were on I knew they were selling them, but I feel like for so long it was like the Cybertruck is coming, it's coming, it's coming, and it was never coming. And then I saw one on the road, and I actually had an out of body experience where I was like, is this thing gonna just shoot missiles at me? What is happening?
It can withstand it. Isn't it supposed to be like the Batmobile where it's bulletproof and stuff?
I don't know, but the funny thing is that in the note I wrote rhombus truck because I couldn't remember what it was called.
That's what you meant by that?
It looks like rhombus. Speaking of which, what was the point of parallelograms in elementary school?
Tangents. Oh, tangents, also a term. No pun intended. There was no use for geometry unless you're
literally none.
Unless you're either now a geometry teacher or an engineer, maybe.
Well, the funny thing was that I can't remember the name of it. And then yesterday, the car mom, who I love, great follow if no one's following her. She's fantastic. She did a tour, like she was doing a tour of a different Tesla, but the Cybertruck was there. So they like installed car seats in that as well. And I was just cracking up because I was like, now I've seen 2 of these in a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that they were like actually built and manufactured yet.
I can't believe people are using that as a family car.
It fits 3 car seats across, just in case anybody was wondering. Great
That's
investment.
not going to give me a reason to buy it.
It has lower anchors in every seat.
That's ridiculous.
She literally was like, this fits 3 car seats better than most family cars. Like, that was her review.
Yeah, but the downside is you have to pull up to the school looking like that in that car.
Oh, that would be so embarrassing. I feel like that's social suicide. Like, your parent shows up in a rhombus truck to pick you up. No.
Rhombus
also,
truck,
I will
I'm
be
dead.
calling it a rhombus truck from now
Clearly.
on.
That's clearly the official name for it from now on. Not that I knew what it was when you put in the note rhombus truck ? But then Tesla makes more
Tell
sense.
me that it does not look like, it looks like a rhombus. I'm not wrong.
It really does. I'm not going to deny that. It does.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's all I have to say about that. I was petrified. I thought I was in Mad Max. I never even saw Mad Max, but the coming attractions on the Oscars.
Like
Max. I mean, the Oscars, like, snippets is enough to tell me that I would have been in Mad Max in that car.
Oh my God. That is hilarious. Okay, what else? Any before we get into whatever else is on our list for your Aruba trip to wrap it up, any weird or annoying or stupid things that while you were traveling that happened to you, or has it been pretty uneventful?
No, it was pretty uneventful. It was like very,
That's good.
I mean, we vacation like 70-year-olds. So basically we establish a routine the first day, and that is our routine throughout.
Right.
We went to this resort for our honeymoon. So like basically we went to the beach, then we would eat lunch, then we would go to the pool, take a nap somewhere in between there because we had no child to take care of, so we could take a nap ourselves.
Right.
Around 4:30, 5 o'clock, go to the casino, gamble until it's time for dinner, go to dinner, figure out what you want to do after that, which mostly consisted of watching sports in our hotel room.
Oh my God.
No, and we had a hot tub on our roof too, so we utilized that as well. But like, again, it was fine. It was relaxing.
Nice.
Nothing exciting, but like at one point, I'm pretty sure I Snapchatted everyone. Like, are we 30 or are we 70 going to the casino at 4:30 p.m.?
Yeah, and meanwhile, like, I expected something like huge, and then I saw like a Snapchat you sent me, and like the casino at that hotel is like a room big. Like
it's not big at all, the casino.
No.
But so we were playing blackjack though, and so some of the tables were like fine. We did okay the one night. The last night we lost all our money, but they have like the side bets. So I was very impressed. We had 2 locals like playing with us, and this guy and his girlfriend, literally she won like $400 in 5 minutes on the side bets. I was like,
wow,
you guys like do this for like, do you just come here and win $400 like every Thursday? Because that sounds like a solid night. Like, they were very good. Very good. We did pretty good.
You are definitely someone that could get a gambling addiction.
No, honestly, no, I can't, because I get like I'm not ballsy like that. Like, my idea of ballsy is putting like $10 on the table instead of 5.
Same.
Like, but it is fun. And like when you play at a table for like a long time, like then we like met other couples while we were there. So like when you go every single day, you start to like, not that we were on a first name basis, but like while you're waiting for the dealer to shuffle the cards when the table's not open, like you can have conversation with people,
But that's nice.
Yeah, if you've never been, I highly recommend going. It's very fun.
Aruba is definitely on my
the
list.
weather is perfect. So,
especially this time of year, I guess.
Just all year round. Out of the hurricane belt. It's fantastic.
Fully recommend.
Fantastic. Highly recommend.
All right.
What else? Before we go on a sports rant, you want to talk about the Met Gala last night?
Yes, last night was the Met Gala, which has really been losing its relevancy over the years, I have to say. But
I feel like I was more interested this year than I was in other years, which is weird. I don't know why. Maybe because I just had the time to sit down and like pay attention to it. The Tyler Sandras was pretty cool, but like she needed people to physically lift her up and like move her around.
I have
a couple of comments. Oh, I
on
have a lot
dresses?
of comments. A lot of
Okay,
comments.
good. All right, we'll go back and forth.
Yeah, okay. So that was my first note about Tyla and her cool sand dress and not being able to move. I thought like it was like a cool, first of all, I thought it was kind of cooler because her song is like water and then she was the sand, and like I don't really know if that was on brand for the theme, because the theme is just confusing to me every year.
The theme nobody follows except like 3 people. And I learned this year that there's a different.
I thought it was botanical garden is what I thought the theme was based on. I think it was
similar. I learned there's a different theme for the art versus the dress code. Like the dress code is not necessarily the same theme as the gala itself, which I didn't know.
The same video you learned it from.
So the art was like Sleeping Beauty something something. And so I expected everybody to dress up like Sleeping Beauty or like the witch or like something. And then I saw that that the dress theme was like garden in bloom or something like that.
Can I just ask if you just referred to Maleficent as the witch lady?
She was a witch.
Okay, but she has a name. Like, she's one of the villains with a name, and you just called her the witch lady.
I meant like they would dress up like witches, not specifically her.
Okay, got it. Okay, understood.
I know my Disney villains. Thank you. Okay. Maleficent is the #1 villain in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Okay. I know her very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you for redeeming yourself.
Thank you. So some people just, I don't get the theme. Like, I guess like somebody just wore like a blue dress and I'm like, okay, so like, I guess the sky is in a garden. Like, okay, like I don't get it. The people that did the flowers, obviously that's on brand. Like we get that.
Right. I felt like there was a lot of flowers.
Yeah.
A lot of flowers.
Like my favorite dress of the night, I think was the girl from The Bear, I never know. Edibiri.
Oh, I liked her. She had the white on the top and then the blue and pink flowers really like on the bottom.
She slayed that.
I like that as well. I loved Mindy, what's her last name, from The Office. I think she was the best dressed, honestly.
It was very cool. And I'll say that was on brand too, because it was kind of like bloomed.
But it was like very like it was extravagant, but like in a nice way. She looked comfortable. She looked like she could move. She didn't look like she was inconveniencing herself or anyone. Like
it was big, but I mean, unless you like turn really fast,
it looked like not really. Yeah, it was very appeasing.
Yeah.
Who else did you like?
I have to say, Zendaya, usually the queen of the Met Gala, I for once was not a fan. For once.
I liked her second dress better than the first one. I think I didn't like the makeup with the first one. Like she looked like she kind of looked like too much like a bird.
Oh, she was more like kind of like a peacock.
Yes. And then she was like posing weird. So. And I honestly thought that she was like kind of looked like she was taking a poop, honestly. Like while she was posing, like I can't even, I would recreate it for you all, but I'm gonna spare you.
Please don't. Please don't. Yeah, she rarely misses, so I was a little disappointed. Yes, the second dress was a little better, and then her after party dress was nice. I did like her after party dress.
I didn't see her after party dress.
Can you imagine? This is why I feel a little disconnected from the Met Gala these days. Not that I'm like a bitter poor person. I feel like I'm very well middle class, but like, how much more are we gonna care about these people with 3 outfit changes and their Met Gala-ness? And like, we're all here just trying to like live life and like get by. Like it's
at least their thousands are going to a good cause though on this night. So like I guess
isn't it going to the museum?
Yeah, it does go to the museum, but like I don't know, I feel like it's charity.
I don't know. I feel like I'd rather give to like
the museum is a nonprofit. I don't know. Maybe they give to local artists in need. I don't know.
I know. I guess art is very important. I'm learning this. Even if it's not your cup of tea, it's important.
I love J-Lo's look. I know it's very like on brand for her and like quintessential J-Lo, but I really did like it. I was like, thank you for not dressing weird. Like you hated it.
It is so funny. She's the next person you mentioned because she was next on my list. Oh, okay. And I had to go down. I had to go down the J-Lo train again. It was fine. She wears the same outfit to everything.
Right.
Everything. It's always a beige see-through dress with lace and things in like just where it covers you up enough. Like it's the same outfit over and over again.
Was just covered up enough though. Did you just drop your water all over the floor?
He's really upset about J-Lo.
Yeah. So anyway, pardon the interruption. No, I agree with you. I did think like that's why I wouldn't say she was best dressed because we've seen her in things like this a million times, but I did like it.
You could
Speaking
have
of
told me she
seeing
wore that
people,
last year and I would have believed you.
talking about seeing people in the same thing over and over and over again, why do I feel like Sarah Jessica Parker wears the same thing to everywhere? Like
That was
the
definitely a Sex and the
same
City
type of
outfit.
dress. She looked like she was going to the Kentucky Derby. That was on Saturday, not on Monday.
Right.
Like, not that she looked bad, but like I felt like I've seen that 106 times on her.
She also wears
personally.
always the same thing.
Right.
And listen, every girl's got their comfort outfits, don't get me wrong, but then don't go to the Met Gala because that's not when you're supposed to play it safe.
Right.
You're supposed to go crazy at the Met Gala, and it either pays off or it doesn't, but whatever. So J-Lo's playing it safe with the sexy outfits.
Right.
Enough is enough.
Who else did you like?
Honestly, those were the only ones on my list. I had to just mention J-Lo because we were on a J-Lo hate train last time.
I have two more. I
Okay.
liked Jessica Biel's a lot. I think
Yes.
I liked like the color of it, and it was very floral, and I don't know, I think she looked really good in it. And Gabrielle Union, like real life Ariel, in the year of Ariel. I loved that too. And I like that Dwayne
Now
Wade.
it's the year of Ariel.
No, just saying. As an Ariel stan. Anyway, I loved it. I didn't think that it fit on brand with the theme, but she gets a mention for like being very well dressed. And Dwayne Wade, like actually matching her, great for him too. I liked on the men's side, Dan Levy, I think is the only one worth even mentioning. That was amazing.
Yeah, on brand with the flowers.
On brand with the flowers. It was like an ombre, like it was just the right amount.
Top, flowers on the bottom.
Party on the bottom. And then Chris Hemsworth, always looking like a snack, always.
Oh my God, he's so gorgeous.
What do you think the bathroom's like at the Met Gala? Like, do you think everybody's in there helping each other, or you think they're not going?
I think all those men that follow those women with the ridiculous dresses around have to be like, there's no shame in Hollywood. Like, you have to just be whipping it out and peeing. If you can even find your private parts to go to the bathroom. I mean,
I did see a lot of them at the end of the night coming back out. It did look like pieces of their ensembles were gone. Like, Kyla, the whole bottom of her dress was gone. So I guess it does make it, because some of them, like, how do they sit? There was one woman literally that had like a whole like terrarium skirt, and they were like holding it up while she was walking. Yeah. I was like, what? This is weird. Like, it's so outlandish that like you can only watch so much of it. But like, I don't know.
What
so those are my
inside
thoughts.
the Met Gala? Is it just a party with a bunch of like cocktail tables?
Wait, I saw Z100 posted that there was multiple postings of like they aren't allowed to cook with garlic and onions and parsley because bad breath and like the parsley will get stuck in people's teeth. So like, what are they feeding them?
Do mirrors not exist?
It can't be anything that like rolls off of plates and things like that. But then on Z100, they were saying that the rules are like, you cannot take a picture inside the museum at all. Like, you can't take a picture of yourself. You can't take a picture of the exhibits. Nothing. And then there was one other thing. Oh, all your outfits obviously have to be approved by the head lady. It's just insane. Like, the rules. I'm like, this party must be lit for everybody to be like, yeah, I'll follow all this.
That's what I'm thinking. You think some like high profile Hollywood stuff goes down there that nobody ever knows about because it's so top secret inside?
Maybe.
Or do you think it's just a boring, stuffy like auction gala and like all the party is like the red carpet?
I don't know.
I guess we'll never know unless we become famous.
Do you think they sign an NDA? Like, you can't talk about anything that happens at the Met.
Do they take their phones away?
I don't know. All great questions, honestly.
The only comment I had about who was the one person that you brought up that I wanted to just get back to for a minute?
Gabrielle Union?
Jessica Biel. No, Jessica Biel was there without Justin Timberlake.
She was.
Our favorite man to hate. What's going on there?
Yeah. And
or he's
Blake
on
Lively and Ryan Reynolds this year either. I didn't see them. Did you?
Yeah, and Blake Lively's like on the board. She's like one of the chairmen.
Yeah, so maybe she's just busy. I mean, she does have 4 kids and was just in a movie, maybe multiple. Yeah. He's running a soccer team. So, like, again, these people are allowed to be busy, but
I know. Maybe I'm hating on Justin Timberlake. I think he just started his tour recently.
He probably is on tour, I think. But again.
Oh, Kim Kardashian with her sweater. Can we talk about this for a minute? I hate
I
to
didn't
this
even
woman
see
even
what
light
she
of
wore,
day.
honestly. I just like am over there. I saw Chris. I thought it was like, not that she looked bad, but like played it safe, I thought. Kendall always looks best.
Yeah,
as
she always
always.
does.
Kylie, what were you doing with your triangle boobs? I don't get it. Love your lipstick. Not a fan of the dress. The only lipstick I will wear is Kylie, but I didn't like the dress. And Kim, I didn't even see, honestly.
Kim wore like just her usual like tight fitted like bedazzled dress, but then she had like the tiniest like cardigan in the world on top of her, and she like tried to name drop in an interview. She was like, "Oh, I was just like getting out of the house and like my boyfriend's cardigan, I was just like cold, so I took it." And everybody's like, "Who are you dating right now?" Like, you obviously said that because you want somebody to say like, "Oh, who are you dating?" But like, how tiny is your boyfriend that that's the cardigan he owns? Like, you're not fooling anyone.
Well, her and Lana Del Rey, I forgot that I did see her, like, but her and Lana Del Rey, Lana Del Rey, literally, somebody was like, you look like a mosquito net, like.
Oh, yeah.
Which, good, I mean, she pulled it off, whatever.
Yeah, it's a garden.
But, like, they were talking to each other. Also, did you see Gigi Hadid? Somebody asked her,
she looked good.
Someone was like, Gigi, what's your favorite song on Social Poets? And she, like, was taking pictures, and she turned real fast, and she was like, down bad. Like, with the head nod and everything, was like, down bad. And then went back, right, to, like, taking pictures.
Love it.
Great.
What's Lana talking to Kim about? We're not on the same side, bruh. What's going on here? I digress. I hope people enjoyed our Taylor Swift episode.
Yeah, I do too.
We did. The Taylor Swift haters did tell me, not naming any names, that they tried to get through it and they couldn't, but I thanked them for trying.
Thank you. I know who you are.
We had fun with it, so
we did. I listened to that one on the plane.
And I worked really hard on my trailer for the episode on our socials. Came out great.
You did a good job. It's not easy. It's really not easy.
It's not easy to be a graphic designer, content creator.
This is why we only clip like clips of our conversation, because having full-time jobs and also trying to make content is not easy.
It's really not. It took me, that 15-second clip took me about an hour and a half to try to figure out. Okay.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Thank you. But that is.
Do you want to talk about your movie that came out this week?
Oh, sure. Just to wrap up some Hollywood stuff. I'm sorry. 1 second. I'm sweating.
Because then we can do all our sports takes in the end.
It's so hot in this apartment. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so if anybody hasn't watched it yet, I won't like go through any spoilers or anything. But The Idea of You, which is starring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas, I'm gonna frig up his last name, Galantinzes, whatever.
He's nobody, right?
What?
He's nobody, right?
Like, no, he's not a nobody. He's been like a heartthrob for a little while now. Maybe a nobody to you. I've seen him on a couple like Netflix things and stuff. But anyway, it was a book. The book I liked. I didn't love it, but then I only read it because I knew they were making an Anne Hathaway movie about it, and I knew that she would slay because she's Anne Hathaway. So I gave the book a chance. And I think I just need to stop. My whole book craze this year has come off of me thinking that most things I'm reading are gonna eventually turn into a TV show or a movie. I looked up top movies that are gonna be top show books that are gonna be TVs or movies this year, and that's what I based my reading list off of this year. And I don't know why I did that, because I'm always disappointed. Disappointed. They never are true.
I did see a spoiler about it. I'm not gonna say it, but I saw a spoiler. And somebody was about the book being better than the movie, which solidified the fact that I will be watching the movie and not reading the book. And then if I like the movie, I'll go back and read the book, so I can't be disappointed. But I just feel like that's the way to go sometimes.
It's
reading, funny. Watching the movie first and then reading the book. I feel like Nicholas Sparks books are the only ones that you can't get about in the movies, because they're pretty true to the book.
Yeah. Nicholas Sparks books don't really change much up. I just think that when I read this book, there's a lot of things about the book I didn't like that I was hoping they would change in the movie.
And they didn't change those things.
And then they changed the wrong things.
Yeah.
And so that's like what bothered me. But
that's funny.
So I was just thinking about like other movies that like were they either really true or that like the only movies that were adaptations that I could genuinely say I loved was Hunger Games top tier. Like Hunger Games changed almost 0% of the story all throughout 3 books.
That's pretty good.
Perfect casting. It was like they didn't change like almost any of the dialogue, and it was just perfect. It was perfect, and I always treat that as like the pinnacle of like a book adaptation is the Hunger Games. Twilight, you know, they were pretty much true to the story.
They were. Minus the one
so
scene
cringy.
in the 4. Okay, this is my thing about Twilight. The funny thing about Twilight is that the first movie was made, and that said to me, go read these books. I saw the movie and then wanted to read the book after seeing that, which in hindsight, why? I mean, I guess I was in high school. I had nothing better going on for me. Like, okay. But in hindsight, again, first movie is so cringy, it's not even funny.
So bad.
Like, and I was like, I have to go buy this book tomorrow. Like, I think I saw it on Thanksgiving Eve. And on Thanksgiving, I wanted my mom to drive me to Target to get the book to read on the way to Queens. Like, my mom was like, Target is not open. It's Thanksgiving. I was like, I can't wait until tomorrow. I had to wait until Black Friday to get it. But regardless.
You needed to know what happened next.
I just needed to read the books. And, like, I read them so fast. But either way, like, the fact that that movie said, go read it. What? I mean, by the 4th one, it did. They really stepped it up by the 4th one. But that one scene.
Oh.
I stood up in the movie theater and I was like, we're leaving right now. My mom
we can talk about it. The statute of limitation has passed.
My mom and my sister literally shoved me down. Like, I'm just holding Carlisle's head.
Yeah. But see, that was a good change because it didn't actually change the story. It was a fake out. So it had everyone who's like, that's not what happened in the books go crazy. And they got like a fast one on you. They were like, but like, then they kept it still true.
It also worked too for like the super, like the powers and everything. Like that easily could have been written in the book as a scene. So yes, I agree with you. It wasn't outlandish, but in the moment, and to this day, it still fires me up when I rewatch it.
Yeah, for sure. So with the exception of those, I just have to say that I need to stop thinking that anything I read and I really like, or I read and I think it's just okay, the screen's like not gonna it's not gonna happen. So that was my one comment about that. And that's it. And now we get back into our sports, which is becoming quite entertaining to talk about as of late because there's just so much going on.
I know. Okay.
We're still watching the Knicks. Like,
I have so many things. I have so many things to say about the Knicks. So many things. One, why are basketball players more dramatic than soccer players? Like these men are out here acting like they literally like got punched in the face in the middle of a bar fight and like trying to draw fouls. It's ridiculous.
Some of them did.
But so we were in Aruba. We were watching I don't even know what game it was. The game 5 because this was the lead that the Knicks blew.
Right.
And made it go to game 6. But we're watching and oh my God, what's his name? Bronson. He was taking foul shots and they were like talking about his dad. Dad is the coach. He's the assistant coach. He's a real life Troy Bolton. He is a real life Troy Bolton.
Oh, wait, how did I not know that?
Literally texted my brother and I was like, Bronson is literally Troy Bolton. And my brother's response is, the only thing Bronson and Troy Bolton have in common is that they're point guards.
Okay.
And I go, they just said his dad was the coach. Is Troy Bolton's dad not the coach? So I go on a rant about Troy. And he's like, shut up, I'm watching. He's just so mad that I was annoying him about this. Right. Annoying him about how the similarities between High School Musical and the New York Knicks.
I did not catch that. I wish you texted me that because I would have been watching the sideline a lot more intently.
Well, it was the end of the game, and like honestly, I
Yeah.
didn't think that you were watching basketball.
I've
No.
been watching every Knicks game. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I really don't like basketball that much either. I
Oh.
can't even tell you the last time I watched the Knicks, but don't worry, guys. My first screen name ever was JD Knicks 99. You would think I was a huge fan because of that.
Oh, look at that.
I never
that's
watched
a
the
fact
Knicks
about
at
you I
that
didn't
point.
know.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch them then, and I don't want them. Like,
So why did you make that your name?
because I think I don't know. My dad's was
Did
like
you like
GD.
someone?
No, my dad's
like
was
the Knicks?
GD Mets 99, and I was like, well, I want the Jets, and I think the Jets were taken for some
Oh,
reason. So then I did
The
Knicks
Knicks.
99.
not Rangers, who you're also a fan of. Straight to the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't ask questions.
It's
It
fine.
was 1999.
Yeah, wild time. That's the last time that the Knicks were like kind of good, so makes sense.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think it's that we just naturally gravitate to usually shitty New York teams, and
Well, they fall into that category. I think they were just so shitty. I didn't even have the brain capacity for them for a while.
Yeah, so now that they're like doing great, I mean, we talked about this on previous podcasts. I just love when New York is having fun. New York's having fun right now, so I want to be
really
part of
are.
that. I don't want FOMO.
Yeah, no. That's how
So
I
like
feel too.
now I'm watching
That's our
the
problem.
games.
We have FOMO. We don't like the game. We don't care.
Yeah.
We just want to be involved.
Like I'm texting my brother like, "Ooh, that was definitely a foul." Like, who am I? Who am I?
But you also act like you didn't play basketball.
I did. I played basketball up until freshman year in high school. Like I played plenty of basketball. I wasn't very good. That was definitely my least sport, like
Yeah,
good
same.
sport. But you know, I was decent enough till I got to high school. Let's just say when there were other better players than me. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm watching it now just because like I'm invested in the story. You know, you get caught up in the stories and what a great story and god damn it. And I'm like.
Yes.
I have a personal vendetta against that big guy Embiid on the 76ers.
I hate his name, Joel Embiid. Like
he was the biggest drama king of all. He just elbowing people in the face and then going like, don't get me started. Again, why do I care? Why do I care? But yeah, so the Knicks, go Knicks. Big Knicks fan now. Big Knicks fan. Who knows? Until the series is over, and then I'll probably never watch them again.
There's a bug on my ceiling. I'm just gonna look.
So don't look at your ceiling. And then
anyway,
yeah, so
on to the miserable Mets. Up there, kill it. Oh, it just flew. Anyway, on to the miserable Mets, who are losing 3-0 right now.
Yeah. Well, you were in Aruba. They had the inaugural dollar hot dog night at Citi Field, which I was very sad to have missed. But
I was following on Twitter.
It was pretty successful. Pretty successful.
A man got thrown out for inciting a riot.
The guy was literally, he just had a t-shirt on.
He did not incite a riot either. Like, he was just having fun.
Well, they said the reason why they said he was inciting a riot was because he was asking people to just constantly throw hot dogs at him. And, you know, the people sitting around and enjoy, like, the hot dogs. Wow.
Yeah, like, Alec, you know what?
Why did you have to bring the bug up? You could have just waited.
I didn't know he was going to come kill it.
He's just a gentleman like
that.
that.
What you asked?
No,
I just saw all the dust come off.
Yes, Alec, you're making our house look dirty.
Stop.
There's dust falling in the camera. We look disgusting. Oh my god. Anyway, back to the dollar hot dogs and Seymour Wiener.
Oh, Seymour Wiener. He took that 10 seconds of fame from opening day and he ran with it. God bless that man.
You know what? Good for him. I hope they're paying him for it.
97-year-old man, for anybody who's not a Mets fan, doesn't know what we're talking about. There was a 97-year-old veteran of the game. The Mets always do a veteran of the game every game. And Seymour Wiener was the opening day veteran of the game. He's 97 years old. And of course, the internet went wild because who doesn't love a guy named Seymour Wiener?
Seymour Wiener.
Like, the poor man survived God knows how many tours in Nam or Korea or wherever the hell he was. And he comes back and just gets called Seymour Wiener, which is his legal name. I mean, crazy. But the Mets took it as a great opportunity for him. And he became, like, the unofficial, like, head figurehead of dollar hot dog
Dog
night.
night.
It was like Seymour Wiener wants you at dollar hot dog night, which I thought was hilarious.
I loved it, honestly. I loved it.
That's
and
thing.
I love that they had a hot dog count the entire night.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Over 44,000
I am
hot dogs.
so sad that I missed the Gary, Keith, and Ron commentary on it, though. I have to say, but
yeah.
Oh, the Mets just tied it. I guess we should keep talking shit about them.
As per usual, they do exactly what we don't expect them to.
As per usual. And then the other ridiculous thing to happen to the Mets, the most Mets things that always happen to them, is that they have these Citi Connect jerseys that they just wore 3 times in one homestand for no other reason aside from Fanatics can't get their shit together and didn't give them more pants. But my question is, they're a major league team. Don't they have like an equipment manager? Like, we went to college and we had a man that washed our pants very well. Shout out to Jay.
Shout out.
He literally got every single stain out of those white pants. So like, do they not have that? Like, they do,
but the problem, they were never supplied the pants. The shipment of the pants did not come.
So what white pants were they wearing? The bad ones still?
So they could only wear the Citi Connect ones, which had like the purple stripe going.
No, I know, but they had white pants for the beginning of the season. So where happened to those white pants is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe they have like an expiration. Maybe like they can only wear white pants every so often, like until they need new ones because they need to keep them white.
Maybe, but again,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But like that made me realize the Mets only use white pants. Like they don't ever use a different color.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like they went pantsless for the first 20 games. So where's the disconnect here? Like, do we not have equipment managers? Is there like you can only wear these pants 5 times? Did somebody get a hole in their pants so they can't wear their pants, so now the whole team can't wear their pants? Like,
oh, maybe that's why.
What is the reasoning behind here?
I don't know. We're gonna have to. Brandon Nimmo is the one that blew up Fanatic's spot.
Yeah, I need you,
for
Brandon Nimmo,
who is the goody two shoes boy, to say something. You know it's bad.
Brandon,
I mean, the guy tweets Bible verses. Okay, he's not usually one to go after corporations, and he's over there going, I don't know, we're like a $1.3 billion business and we can't get pants. And I'm like, oh damn, Brandon Nimmo, shots fired.
Can Brandon explain to us how the pants work? Please, Brandon. Thank you.
Brandon,
he's sweet enough.
Podcast?
Yeah, I think he'll reach out to us. He's sweet enough. We love you.
Look at all my paraphernalia. I'm a fan.
The amount that you use the word paraphernalia on this podcast is alarming.
It's one of my favorite words, I think.
I would say so. The meme, though, was hilarious. The Taylor meme. That was hilarious. If you did not listen to if you didn't listen to our Taylor breakdown, there's a song called I Hate It Here, and literally the first line is quick, tell me something awful. And Toni-ann sent me this meme before, and
we'll put it on the story.
We'll share it on the story, but it literally says, quick, tell me something awful, like you're an MLB player trapped inside a Fanatics jersey. I hate it here, so I will go to Majestic jerseys in my mind, which everyone knows the Majestic jerseys are where they are at.
Yeah, they're so superior. We're going to share that on the story as no context, episode 28.
I just think it's that is gold. That is just golden.
Sometimes the internet really just knows your algorithm and just comes up with hits.
Honestly, we got to post that now. But anyway, I think that's all she wrote though for tonight. You got anything else?
I don't think so. I think we're good, and
I don't think the Mets did anything else ridiculous.
Not so far that I can remember. I mean, the Cubs series this past weekend, a lot of wonky That's So Mets baseball plays happening, but on both sides of the field. Nothing in particular I can really remember. It was just a very weird series.
Same things at the Rays. That was rough too.
And the Rays too.
Very up and down.
Yeah, I like the Rays Citi Connect jerseys. Those were sick.
Those were cool.
Old school Devil Ray ones.
Yeah, I liked them.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
But again, they looked like,
Highlighter.
yeah, they looked on brand. I don't know. I could get on brand with some of, like, on board with some of this, like, City Connect jerseys. But, like, I will never get used to the Boston Red Sox wearing bright ass yellow.
Yeah.
Like, some of them I just can't, like, connect in my brain. And now I'm
City
sick of the
Connect.
Mets ones already.
Right. Exactly. So
So,
that's it. This upcoming weekend, we're going to post this Friday the 10th, and then it's going to be Mother's Day weekend. So, Jess,
yeah.
happy pre-Mother's Day to
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thanks.
And to your mother and to everybody.
Thanks.
And to my mother and to everybody else I know that's mothers.
My mother's probably not even listening, but if you are, happy Mother's Day.
Yep. And we'll be back next week. And I don't think either of us really have any
Got
upcoming
nothing
plans
coming
that
up.
would curtail unless we have, our usual life crises that pop up. We should be pretty steady with the episodes going in for the next couple of weeks.
You're also lucky.
I know, like, no misses. We don't miss. We won't miss.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just, like, giving you guys play-by-play now of the sports happening on my TV. We gotta go.
We gotta go. There's lots of sports happening with that piece.
5-3 Mets. Peace.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thanks for being our friend.
Yeah.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.